Gemini, this is going to be your love and career reading for the rest of September and all of October 2018. And so I'm going to be doing a 6-card spread for love and relationships for Gemini rising, sun, and moon sign for the rest of September and all of October 2018 in Gemini's best, highest good, along with whatever they most need to hear about. If you see smoke, it's actually sage that's burning on the other side of the computer. I just saged out the cards for you. Hopefully you guys are doing good. We'll see what's up for you for love and relationships. What's going on with you guys? And I didn't get any feedback from Gemini people on whether or not you find the health readings valuable, so I've decided to cut it out for this month. If there happens to be a Gemini person watching that would like health readings, let me know either by emailing me or by commenting to me that you would like to see those in the future, and I'll make an effort to do them all or do that for you for November. Pardon about the jiggles, this table isn't the most solid. And also I'm available for private readings as well. You would just go to the About section on my channel page, and my email is in there if you would like to contact me. I don't have to do super long readings. I can do very short ones too for just 1 or 2 questions, just so you know. When I do readings for other people, especially in-person readings, most people will get a general and then they'll ask me specific questions afterwards, but some people just want specific questions answered, and that doesn't take very much time at all. So, love and relationships. What's going on with you, Geminis, with love and relationships? Okay. Oh, 2 came out together. Hey, I see some kind of breakthrough in here. That's awesome, especially for the future. Makes me wonder what's happening with you. Wow, okay. I'm just going to pick one clarifier more, and then I'll show you your original 6. Okay. I'm getting several different stories in here, so I'll try to tell them all, or as many as I can receive. So your original 6 cards for love and relationships. Your first one is the King of Cups. The middle section, there actually were 2 cards that came out together. And they are the 10 of Cups with the 6 of Swords. In your 3rd position, you have Temperance. Your 4th, the Moon. You've been getting the Moon before too. All the readings are starting to run together for me in my mind, but I do remember that coming up for you. So I'll just show you the 5th place. The King of Swords. He has been coming up with for everyone so far. In one way or another, it makes me wonder what's going on right now. It seems like people are getting clearer. So your 6th position, last position, is the 6 of Pentacles. Somebody else got that there too. Okay. So in the recent past with relationships, I'm just going to tell you a bunch of different stories, and you'll know whether this applies to you or not. If this doesn't apply at all, then I guess it just wasn't meant to be this time around. Obviously, these are for a whole lot of people, so hopefully this will make sense. In your recent past with love and relationships, it seems as though some of you have had an intense emotional attraction to someone. You may have actually been in a relationship with this person or are in a relationship with this person. This could also be somebody that you're interested in. I'm definitely getting that this King of Cups is an actual person, and they would be extremely emotional, intense, penetrating with their mind. They like to get to the bottom of things. They like to do their research. They definitely have still waters run deep is a quote that goes along with the King of Cups. And obviously this can be a man or a woman. But this is someone where it's all or nothing with them. They either have it all or they don't want it at all. This can be somebody who is very tight-lipped about their feelings, though, even though their feelings run very deep. They don't always express what's really going on with them. Sometimes when he or she is imbalanced, they could be a little bit invasive with their energy, where they want to know almost too much about you or be too involved in your life. With the moon, this could say that this person, you get a feeling that this person is keeping secrets, possibly, or just has a whole emotional world going on with them that they may not be expressing to you, and it may be hard for you to know exactly what the heck is going on with this person. This person could show possible emotional ups and downs, instability at times with their emotions. Sometimes they may become overly jealous or overly suspicious because of possible fears that they have that are unconscious, and they may be thinking that these things are real when actually they're not. This can also be reversed, you guys, where this is going on with you. It could be that you are almost obsessed with someone, or someone is almost obsessed with you, and it's bringing up a lot of deep emotional stuff. It could also just be you have a very intense, deep relationship with someone, but there's some things not being talked about that are going on underneath the surface with hidden emotions or insecurities, sensitivities that they or you may not be expressing on where you may not even know where these things are coming from if this is you. This could be potentially somebody who has Scorpio or Pisces energy to them. It doesn't have to be, though. And what I'm getting, I picked a clarifier to go with these to help me explain them a little bit further. And what I got is the Four of Wands. So one potential is that you are not sure if this person is really in it or not. They may seem as though they have deep feelings for you and they want something with you that is very deep and intense. But other times you may not be sure. It may be that this person comes off very strong at times with their feelings for you, but other times they almost disappear, or they're suddenly quiet and you don't really know why. You may be confused as to whether or not this is an actual lasting relationship or not, or whether it will be able to grow into something more solid than it is right now. This could also be you. This person could be viewing you this way, where they're not really sure what your feelings about the matter are. And they may feel at times very attached to you, or as if you are very attached to them, but other times they have no idea what's going on with you and whether or not they would be able to count on you. Or perhaps you're thinking about taking this relationship a step further and being more established with this relationship, but there's something about the mood swings involved and possible jealousy or insecurities that are giving you a little bit of doubt on whether or not you really want to take this relationship further or not, if you can't count on it to be stable. So, me see if there's anything else in here. This may not necessarily be a threat to the relationship if there is a relationship. It may just be that you or the other person is going through a very deep emotional and subconscious time right now that is dredging up a lot of things that they or you have not dealt with completely yet, or haven't been able to identify exactly where these things are coming from. And so this may not necessarily be threatening the relationship in reality, but it feels as though it is, because perhaps you're not communicating with each other the way that you would like about these things. If you're single and you're not in a relationship, it seems to me as though you've definitely had some kind of a crush on someone, or feelings for someone, or you want to find someone that knows what they want. And something you may even possibly, sorry for being so blunt, you guys, but you may even possibly be obsessed with someone, and you may be over fantasizing about where this relationship could go or what could happen between you and this other person. But I would caution you to come back to reality a little bit and not get too carried away with daydreams or fantasies about this person or where it could go. That could mess with the energy involved. It could mess with the other person's free will. It could mess with an actual connection that might actually be there. It could interfere. So you have to be really careful about where these feelings are coming from and whether or not it actually really has to do with this person, or if it's something else that's coming up from within you that needs to be addressed. I'm getting something in here about a fear of never having what you wish, or a fear of losing what you have, but that may or may not be based in reality. So try to get grounded. Try to get grounded if that's the case. It could be, if you're single and you're not obsessed with someone or have a major crush on someone that you have very deep feelings for. It could also be saying that you have met someone who seems almost ideal or is what you've been looking for, and you can definitely see how this could actually go someplace, but you may have some insecurities popping up that are keeping you from being completely upfront with this person about what your feelings actually are. And so presently, you have the Six of Swords with the Ten of Cups over the King of Swords. The King of Swords presently is definitely letting me know that whatever that was in the past, you're getting more rational now, or you're seeing things more logically now or more clearly now than before. Certain things that were hidden in the past may have been brought to light now, where now you can actually see what's really going on here. I'm not getting anything negative from this combination at all. I'm getting some possibilities that, again, you have chosen to move on from whatever the old patterns were, whether they were external or internal. Old patterns of thoughts, old patterns of fears, old patterns with relationships. You are fully moving on from that now, and you fully feel deserving of what you need and deserve as far as love and relationships go. You want what you want. You want the whole thing. You don't necessarily want to settle for anything less than what you want, and you totally deserve what you want, which is happiness and joy and fulfillment. And I'm getting something about a trip in here. If you've gone on a trip or you're in a different location than you normally are, I see you as potentially meeting someone, if you're single, in the location where you have moved to or where you're presently visiting. But I'm definitely getting the feeling here that you need someone to prove their worth to you, or prove that what they say, they feel, or think is actually what they're doing. Practice what you preach. You definitely, I don't feel as though you're testing anybody. I don't feel as though you're being overly critical or pessimistic about anything in particular. I'm just getting that you are at a point right now in your life where you need proof. You need proof that this is actually really happening, that you can have what you wish, or that when you meet people, you definitely assess them first, to get kind of a better feel for who they are, or whether or not they're being honest, or if they practice what they preach. You want proof. You're definitely looking at things very closely or with an objective eye. And you definitely have made up your mind about what you want, what you don't want, what you're looking for. You definitely want someone that you can communicate with. I feel like in the past, you had problems with communication with relationships. If this is a current relationship that you're in, a trip taken together to get away from the stressful everyday things that are going on in your lives would prove extremely good for your relationship and bring you a lot of joy and happiness. Just to get away together, have some fun together, have some conversations that have needed to happen. You may be called away temporarily on some kind of business or something that you have to deal with, but that is not going to take any energy away from your relationships. It might be that you finally decided to move on from your present location or present state of mind, emotional state, mental state, physical state, in order to find what you're truly looking for, or to have it come about. You may receive some really good news. And so I pulled a clarifier to go with this King of Swords so that I could get a better idea of what it's telling me. And interestingly enough, this couple came out for quite a few signs last month. And it makes me wonder what the heck is going on for you guys. You've got the Aquarius court card, which is the King of Swords. And you have the Libra court card, which is the Queen of Swords. It's the King and the Queen. It's a couple. And one possibility here is that in the past you have been drawn more towards the overly silent, very emotionally intense, almost possessive types, or type of person. Very protective, very emotional, very psychic, but also very extreme and very emotional. But what I'm getting presently is that you're kind of done with that. Even though it was exciting, it was also extremely confusing. And so now you're wanting to cultivate more of a relationship that's centered around communication, where you really understand each other's minds, are able to talk about anything together, and able to combine your minds together to mastermind something together. You have some kind of purpose that you're carrying out together, whether you're aware of this purpose yet or not. It could be you go away and you end up finding your match, and your match may end up being something that you didn't think that you needed, but after you meet this energy, you realize it's everything that you've been needing, which is clarity, communication, imagination, being able to come up with plans and ideas together. There's a real meeting of minds here, and a real need to make decisions. There's a nice blend here of independent thought mixed in with proper communication where you honor each other's minds. You definitely may be receiving some kind of really important message presently. If this is an existing relationship, then this says you will have clarity, and this person will finally open up to you if they've been closed-lipped, and you may finally open up to them if you have been closed-lipped. It could be that both of you are mirroring each other and have both been going through something very deep and emotional that perhaps you didn't know how to talk about before, or you couldn't even really make rational sense out of it to be able to explain why you felt certain ways or what was really going on with you. But it feels like you both start opening up and actually talking more about what's really going on. And what's going on may not be a negative thing at all. you may decide together to move on from old conflict and find some kind of a resolution or compromise so that you can cultivate joy, happiness, and emotional fulfillment together more. So in the future, it looks like there's been some kind of a huge shift or breakthrough for you with love and relationships. In the future, I see a positive outlook, an optimistic outlook. If perhaps there was fighting or conflict in the past, I see you both as making a concentrated effort to make sure that things are reciprocal, fair, just, where there's equal exchange here, and also where you think before you say anything rash, or you pause before you do anything rash. It's definitely about staying positive and staying even keeled or moderate in how you're going about your relationship together. There's a newfound feeling of inner peace, or I got a feeling of relief. Whatever that was from the past, it feels as though the truth has come and the truth wasn't nearly as bad as you thought it was. And there's a potential for, I'm almost getting a feeling of pleasant surprise, that things are not nearly as bad as you thought they were, or things are able to be adjusted. It could be that you take a break from each other, and from taking a break from each other, you realize how special you really are to each other and how much you really do value the relationship. And that brings about a newfound feeling of positive expectation for the future on what you can accomplish together, or how you can combine your energies together in the future. I see some kind of a rebirth here. And your clarifier that I picked to go with these two was the Hierophant. And so I see past wounds as being healed, or at least being talked about, and at least wanting to be resolved. It's like you both have been resolved or will be resolved in the near future to finally put a close to this old pain or old grief or old confusion. In order, if you are going to stay with this relationship, it has to change for the better, and it has to heal, and things have to get better, in which case I see you both as making an effort towards this. However, if you are single or in a brand new relationship, I'm getting especially with being single, I feel as though you are presently possibly meeting your match, and in the future you may be extremely pleasantly surprised at how healing and wonderful and soothing this relationship really is. It feels very blessed. It feels very equal, calm, positive, healing. There's no hurts in this. The only hurts that may exist are from the past that are being healed through this relationship, or the relationship itself is being healed. If you're single, your old patterns from the past are now healing, and you're on to a completely new future of relationships that are reciprocal, equal, positive, inspiring, and down to earth. So, let me see here. Yeah. And if the past king, the King of Cups, and the King of Swords are not two separate people, and keep in mind they don't have to be men. If they're not separate people, it may be that the person that you had problems with before is acting too extreme or too emotional. It seems as though something happens for them, a change of perspective, where they see their own behavior for what it is and realize it actually has nothing to do with you, and so you guys are actually able to talk finally. So hopefully that made sense to you or helped in some way, and I'll see you in a second for your career reading. Here I am. So this is going to be another 6-card spread for your career, job, or money situation or your goals. And this is in Gemini, rising, sun, and moon signs, best, highest, good, along with whatever they most need to hear concerning career, jobs, and money for the rest of September and all of October 2018. Gemini, Gemini. Career, jobs, and money, and goals. Okay. Okay. Sorry about the wait. If the beginning part is boring for you, you can always skip ahead. You know that. Okay, here are your 6 cards, and I'm probably going to pick a few clarifiers. Your first one is strength. Your second one is the 10 of Cups. Your third one is the 9 of Wands. Your fourth one is the King of Cups. Didn't you just get him? Your fifth one is the Knight of Cups. Haven't seen him in a while. And your 6th final card is the 3 of Pentacles. This is very good in a career reading. And I'm going to go ahead and pick a clarifier. Or pick clarifiers, and then I'll get started. Sorry guys, just be patient. I'm almost done. I'm just trying to make sense out of something in here. Okay. In the recent past, with jobs, money, and career and goals, I see you as rising to you have risen to a place of authority or trust, receiving trust from other people in possibly handling other people's finances or other people's money. This could have something to do with investments. This could have something to do with inheritance or funneling other people's money, or utilizing other people's money, or being in charge of other people's money. This could also have to do with banking or investigative work or research too. But it seems like you have come far enough along with handling money, handling other people's money, or handling a position of authority in the best possible way, where you have risen to a place of authority, or now you feel very solid about what you're capable of and what you have accomplished so far. Your reputation I see here as being extremely good in the recent past. If for some reason you have had setbacks in the past where your reputation took some hits, it seems as though it has recovered or has gotten even better than it used to be. And so your clarifier to go with these two is the Ace of Pentacles. You may have a new project or a new business or a new way of making money or a new job where you are able to fully express this part of yourself that has been developed with handling money, handling resources, being in a position of authority, or at least you have gained other people's trust in your abilities. And I'm getting a big emphasis on the word integrity here. So it feels as though you have built up your integrity to a very good place where other people trust you. And you may have finished up something, or you may be in the middle of finishing up something, but you are most definitely starting something new at the same time. This may be using some of that money towards a new venture or a new business of some kind. This has a very good chance of turning into something even more prosperous than it is now. And it's off to a very good beginning, if that's the case. That was your recent past. You may have also been possibly working with organizing as well, being a foreman, being a boss, being an organizer. And also it seems as though you make yourself out to be more playful on the outside, but on the inside you are watching very intently, so nothing really escapes you. So this is interesting. I know that this isn't a love reading at all, and this is supposed to be about your career or job, but I have a sneaking suspicion you may have a crush on someone that you work with, or you may be in love with someone that you work with. If that's the case, then this actually has some kind of a chance of actually becoming something. You may invite this other person from work to do something with you. If you choose to do that, you will get a good outcome. The person will accept it and will go someplace with you or go on a date with you, so to speak. If they invite you, I would highly suggest that you take the invitation and see where this goes, because with the 10 of Cups here, this looks very fortunate. You may have not even been expecting this, and all of a sudden it just, you notice it one day and realize there really is something there. Excuse me. If this doesn't have to do with love or along with love, I am getting, you get an invitation to go towards you get an offer from someone or an invitation from someone that involves a certain amount of adventure. This may involve having to go to a different location in order to do this job or make this money or take this risk. This may have something to do with the environment, forestry, or something to do with water, something to do with travel or seeing other lands possibly. Yeah, something. It feels like it's something very close to your heart that you have always wanted to do or always longed to do, and now is the time to do it. Now is the perfect opportunity to get this thing started. And if you decided to take a chance on this, it wouldn't fall into ruins. This looks as though it's something that would grow really well and bring you a great deal of happiness. Something to do with other people or communities. Something. So let's look at what the clarifiers are. It ended up being a lot. So I'll just show all 4 to you, and then I'm just going to look at it on the table, okay? It's easier for me than holding it up, all of them up for you. So your first clarifier is the King of Swords. Your second clarifier is the Knight of Swords. And your last 2 came out together when I thought it was one card. And they are the Knight of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. Okay. So if this situation does have to do with a crush or love at work, it seems as though it may get the attention of the boss or get the attention of someone there, and there may even be gossip involved or people's different opinions in this involved. If this is the case, it may threaten your job because they consider it unprofessional, but at the same time, I mean, if you keep this to yourself and you don't spread things about it at work, I don't really see how it's anybody's business unless it involves your boss. Something like that. But it just seems like there's a lot of talk about it and a lot of people that are not really happy with the situation, if that is a specific case that makes sense for you. If this doesn't have to do with love or a crush, I'm getting that this is a very big decision for you to make at this time, to take this new risk. If you do take this risk, it would end up coming out with a very good outcome. But your rational mind is getting in the way, where you're overthinking things, or you're thinking about the drawbacks or what things would fall apart if you decided to do that. You may be warring with yourself over whether or not you can do this at this time, or whether it's the right time to do this. You're trying to wrap up other things. If you need help, you have help. And I'm getting your help is actually either family members or close friends or people that work for you or work with you that feel like family. They feel very comfortable. They feel like you can trust them. If you need help, you have help. You have people to help delegate things, take care of the details for you, so that you can maybe go towards this new direction. Some of the people that you have decided to help you may end up being a little bit big for their britches, so to speak, or they may not be the best with communicating. So if this is a job or a career or a project or something that involves having to have good PR skills, I wouldn't recommend going with the same people that you have had, or going with the same method that you had before. It seems like there's a real need here for kindness and compassion and empathy in how people deal with each other. And you really just want harmony. You want people to work diligently and with harmony and to get along with each other. You may actually be traveling at this time. This is one possibility. You could be traveling at this time, and if you do have your own business, you may be having other people keep up your business for you while you're away, or possibly even dreaming or thinking about other business opportunities you have, or other things you want to do with your life. It almost seems as though you're taking a small vacation of sorts, or just a break in general of thinking about all of your responsibilities. You may have delegated your responsibilities off to helpful people. I'm getting that if that is true, that one of the people you left to take care of business will take care of business very well, but there may be some issues with people communicating, or there may be a difficult energy that those people holding the fort down for you will encounter. So if you could let them know to be very careful about how they interact with other people. You may be actually visiting the past right now, or you may be on some kind of sojourn meeting up with people you haven't seen in a very long time. And you're trying to keep a handle on all of these things. Okay, so another scenario is that if you're involved in some kind of rulemaking or legal process or contract, be very clear in your contract about what exactly the rules or the guidelines or the laws are concerning this thing. Feels like you may have a difficult person involved that may be stirring the pot or causing conflict when there doesn't really need to be any conflict. And you may need to observe. You may need to observe the situation, and I would advise you strongly to stick with people that are very kind and soft, and stay away from people that are verbally abrasive or hypercritical or just unfocused. And focus on receiving help or having workers, so to speak, or working in a way yourself where there's an emphasis on conflict resolution and also mutual understanding between parties or people, where you just kind of stay out of the drama or the too much. There may be too many rules or too many differing opinions on what the rules should be. But if you keep things free-flowing and organic and really focus on what is at hand, if you're doing some kind of service work presently, you will have extremely good results from this, but it may take a while. Whatever you're trying to manifest right now is going to be a long journey, or at least you have to be patient about this. It's not going to happen overnight. There may be some lessons that you have learned with business in the past that you are implementing now, the wisdom that you learned from those experiences before, so you can avoid those situations altogether. Hopefully this is making sense. So in your near future, let me pick a clarifier to go with those. Okay, I'm getting something very specific with this one. This feels like it's for someone. Yeah, I'm getting something in here about finishing up old things or finishing up the process of having a certain thing become so stable that you can actually step away from it and do other things. And it feels like in the future you accomplish this. You get to a point with what you have manifested so far, and you've manifested a lot, where now you can present it. And it's already established, it's already stable, and it's already kind of self-existing or maintainable to a point now where you can step away from this and possibly start some new ventures or some new things. I'm definitely getting something about a presentation or a viewing, or you can display things now. You can advertise fully now because it's all completely set up. And I am getting something in here about you stepping away to begin a new project or a new talent or a new possibility that you have, where you're branching out and you're expanding to possible different locations, or something to do with what you sell is available to more people in more locations, or you're starting something completely new that has nothing to do with what you were doing before. I almost feel as if these two worlds are happening at the same time. I definitely see your money situation as getting much better. But your two clarifiers. The first clarifier was the Five of Pentacles. Your second clarifier is the Sun, which is a very positive card to get. This gives me a lot of hope for you. And so what I'm getting is that while things are shifting, there are certain things being wrapped up and there are other things being cultivated. While you're shifting between the worlds, so to speak, with your career or money situation, You are afraid of being poor or not having enough money, or you may hit an impasse with money, where since you're walking away from something old and you're going towards something new, or perhaps you're trying to juggle these two worlds at the same time, you may be trying to figure out the financial situation out as far as what should be spent on what shouldn't be spent, and what you should not spend on. I think I just said that. You'll have to pardon me. Or you quit one job and you're about to start another one, and in the meantime, the money is kind of dwindling, something like that. Or you're afraid of this new opportunity not coming to fruition, and you're afraid if you step away from the old thing too much, you may end up losing money, something like that. But really what I'm getting here is that if you go towards this new project or this new thing you want to present, it feels very creative, by the way. It feels very out there where other people can see it. This could be performance. This could be showcasing something. This could be, it's definitely something to do with showing something off or displaying something. Displaying your gifts and talents and everything you're capable of. This looks very good. If you continue down this path, you can only expect really good things to happen from this, as well as respect and acknowledgement from other people for what your talents are and what you've created thus far. I almost feel like this is a breakthrough for you, where you've proven something to be possible where other people thought it wasn't possible. Something like that. If you do happen to be a comedian or an actor or a dancer or involved in anything that involves the stage, I highly recommend that you keep that up and you don't give up on this new thing, whatever it is. I feel as though you are organizing it, or you've created it, or you want to do this. And if you do this, you'll have very good results. I don't see you as having major money issues, by the way. I actually see, if you go with this, I see your money situation as improving and getting even better. So hopefully that helped, or at least made sense. And many blessings to you guys. Stay tuned for your general reading for October. And I'll see you soon.